Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we have another tier list here. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. I finally got a beta key that took forever, and so I figured I'm going to do a few tier lists about it. So there'll be a couple here on the channel next couple weeks when it's still kind of beta, like in the beta area of gameplay, and hopefully it'll be released sooner than later. But I figured, why don't we look towards the future? Why don't we pick some characters that should be pretty interesting to put into the game? So yeah, right off the bat, we'll go Black Widow. I'm trying to think of like kit wise what she would really have that like other heroes couldn't have. Like I think she's inevitably gonna be in the game no matter what because she's probably one of the strongest like well-known women like that are in the Marvel universe, so like she should be in there because of just her abilities and stuff. I'm gonna put her middle of the road. I wouldn't be shocked if she gets into the game, really not at all. But I'm not really like, oh, I don't want this so badly. Blade would be a pretty interesting one. He'd be like a kind of like almost like maybe Genji, maybe like he could like deflect things. I'm gonna probably do a lot of Overwatch type of comparisons. It's just how it goes. I hate to say it, but that just happens sometimes. But I feel like he would be a pretty interesting character. I'll put him in B also. I think like they're pretty solid. They're not like number one on my list, but I definitely wouldn't mind seeing them. Next up is Captain America. I think it's guaranteed that he's going to be in the game. I mean, it's Captain America. He could do some cool stuff with his shield for blocking and throwing. I think that'd be a cool mechanic. Next up is Cloak and Dagger, which aren't super popular, but because Rivals has like kind of like the system where like you have multiple characters like they could go into like groupings, or I forget what exactly they call them, but like group move sets. I think Cloak and Dagger would be the perfect mechanic for that. So I'll put it in A. I'm not like super excited because they're not bad series, but just not a character to, like really care about going in there. But it would be really cool to see that mechanic play off. Hawkeye, I mean, it's just Hanzo, but I'm not a big fan. I don't think we really need it. I think he's going to be in the game. I feel like if you look at all of these characters have a very high chance of being in there. But I'm not like looking forward to a little Archer boy. But I mean, he'll be in the game. Next up is the Human Torch. I think like he could have some pretty cool kits, like being kind of similar to how Iron Man plays, being able to fly around and do some damage and stuff. I'll put it B. I'm not like super excited, but I could definitely see them putting him in the game. Sue Storm actually would be a pretty solid character with her force fields and invisibility. She could definitely have a couple mechanics like almost a Sombra ability to hide and attack from there, but then also like the shielding ability that like used to be like Symmetra's turrets that put shields around her, and I think there could be some really cool stuff with that. So Sue Storm for sure. Iron Fist would be basically like Doomfist, I guess. I don't know. I don't really see anything too crazy with him. I wouldn't mind him in the game because I like Iron Fist, but like I don't feel like it's high on the priorities compared to everybody else that's on this list. I still would be pretty cool, and you could have some really cool outfits with him. Next up is Moon Knight. New Moon Knight's one of my favorite of all time, so I'm gonna be a little bit more biased with him. I don't feel necessarily that he has to be in the game. Like I don't think he kind of fits like to being like something so brand new and crazy. But I would put him in. I put him A tier, just particularly because I really like Moon Knight. Reed Richards, I think would be weird mechanics of being able to like stretch and do some stuff. I feel like he would be kind of complicated to play, and I wouldn't be super high on him. I'll put C. I feel like if you're gonna put one Fantastic Four member, you kind of have to put them all. So I think like he'd be fine, but I wouldn't mind if he's the last one released. Next up, you have what is it, Psylocke? Swords and psychic abilities is pretty sick. I think I put her about mid. I think she would be great in the game. Everything B up is like good to be in the game, but I'm not like super having to have it. Squirrel Girl would be interesting. I feel like she wouldn't really fit the game necessarily, but there could be some really cool mechanics like of her with like having like man, if she has an alt where like a million squirrels just jumps into an area, I'd be cool with it. I'll put it in C. I'm at C, not D. Not anything I really care too much about, but I don't think it would be a bad thing. Next up is the Thing. I'm not super pumped for that. I'll put him C. Not bad, like I said. If you have the Fantastic Four, you're going to kind of have all of them. Ultron would be a pretty good bad guy. I mean, he's pretty similar to how Iron Man fits, but he just has it. I feel like you could just get away with giving Iron Man an Ultron skin. Is that kind of bad? I guess he does have some other abilities, so I'll put him in C. I'm not needing it, but it's probably going to happen. Next up, we have the Winter Soldier. I don't really care too much to have him in there. I don't think there's anything too crazy that it's like I gotta have Winter Soldier. Other people before we get to the last person, I thought Deadpool would be pretty much an S tier. I think he'd be pretty interesting, and like voice lines and outfits. There's just so much stuff. All of those, like, that would definitely be up there. We'll have to do more of these if there's other heroes that we can think of. And then last but certainly not least, Wolverine. I think he would be a pretty fun character to play, but I don't think he's anything super crazy. I'll put him in the middle because I like Wolverine a lot. I think it fits with it. And we don't know when the next character will be. They just released two of them in the beta, so like they're already going insane with this, and they have an endless amount of characters, like good bad guys, good bad guys, everything that they can put in there. So I think they're never going to be hurting for characters because they have so many. They have Miss Marvel. They have I'm just trying to even think just straight off from the regular Avengers. Vision, I don't think is in there. Like, there's just a ton that they can add to this game, and I'm excited. Plus all the X-Men and you know Spider-Man variants. We could have Miles Morales because he would be very played, like he'd play different than Spider-Man. So all of those could be interesting to put in there. And that's what I think. If you guys are enjoying this and like Marvel Rivals content, I will definitely make some more. I probably do like 2 or 3 videos, kind of a soft launch just to see how they play. I do tier lists of like all different types of games, but sometimes certain tier lists people want to see compared to other ones. So we'll see how that goes. Until next time, it's been Japan. Bye, guys.